What's up, guys? Coming at you with a quick macro measuring tip here. Macros are the building blocks of calories. You need a certain amount of calories per day. The macros make up that. Macros are your protein, carbs, and fats, and each meal is going to be made up of a different amount of those for the most part. Knowing how much to have in each one is step number one, and then how to measure those out to get that number is step number two. There's really three main ways that you can measure out your food. You can measure it with measuring cups, you can measure it with a scale, or you can use your hand. Okay. I like the measuring cup method the best just because it's super easy, and when I prep my food, I can just scoop and go, scoop and go, scoop and go, right? Here I'm using dry rice, but I always suggest just using cooked everything, but just for this example, we're using dry rice. So about a half cup scoop of rice is about anywhere between 40 and 50 grams of total weight. So we don't have to measure it every time if we have our half cup measuring scoop. And that's gonna get you somewhere around 20 to 25 grams of carbs per half cup of cooked rice. You could use a half cup of rice as well, or a half cup scooper for your proteins as well. It's gonna be about 50 grams of total weight. So if you had your diced chicken or your shredded chicken and you took a half cup scoop of that, it'd be about 50 grams total, which is about 14 or 15 grams of protein, right? For example, if I needed 30 grams of protein in my meal today, I would do 2 half cup scoops, right? You could always measure out your food as well. We can take our food, we can put it on our scale, we can dump our rice or whatever it is that we're measuring in there and get to the grams that we need, right? So if I needed 50 grams of rice to get my 25 grams of carbs, I would put it in there and boom, I get my scale and we're good. The last way to measure besides our measuring cups or our scale is with our hands. And oftentimes if we're out at a restaurant or something, we're not gonna pull out our cups and measure that way. We're gonna use our hands. There's three macros: protein, carbs, fats, right? Since we're using rice, we'll use a carb. About a half cup of rice for most people is gonna be a kind of a cupped hand. So if I took this half cup without trying to make a mess and poured it into my hand, it'd be about a half cup. We know a half cup is about 50 grams of weight, right? For protein, we want to go open hand, and we're really just measuring the palms. If I had a chicken breast, I'd want that to sit right here in my palm of my hand, and that's going to be about 100 grams. So that's about 25 to 30 grams of protein. Okay. And then we have our fat measuring. This is one measurement of fats. Think like avocado oils. If I want to try to get avocados, I want to put my avocados there. It comes out to be about 1/4 cup of fat, somewhere in that range. Three of the easiest ways. Again, scoopers, weighing, and hands. Last little bit here. You got to know what each thing is. And if you do it enough, just like me, just knowing like a half cup's 50 grams, right? And there 50 grams is 14 grams, 15 grams of protein. It's 25 grams of carbs. I've done it enough to where I just know those things. Meal prepping for me is super easy, but with time, it'll also become easy for you. But there's cheat things that you can do to help you, right? I have my Alexa here, and for a long time, Alexa has always been my best friend when it comes to meal prepping, right? I'm going to prep my rice. Hey, Alexa, how many grams of carbs are in 50 grams of rice? Alexa will pop up. In 50 grams of rice, you're gonna have about 22 grams of carbs, right? So you're gonna have to, you can use her, or you could use Siri, or you could use whatever Android phone people have, right? You could ask them the question and they will probably spit you out the right answer or get you really close. And honestly, most of the time, close is perfect. Give that a shot. In the notes below this, I'm going to, again, go over how many grams are in a half cup or a full cup or what measures out on the measuring scale. Hope this helps. Good luck. Message me if you have any questions.